So,
Hello
sorry,
there.
Sorry.
How are you guys doing? I'm Jeremy again, and yeah, sorry, I was just reading some reviews, some early reviews for The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo. Apparently, it's awesome. So yeah, now I'm going to talk about Lawrence of Arabia, another one of my favorite movies. It's directed by David Lean. I don't think I talked about Lawrence of Arabia. No, I talked about it originally, but I didn't say Lawrence of Arabia.
What was the second movie you talked about?
Let the right one in. Lawrence of Arabia.
Well, the one about Bugs Life.
Yeah, that was Seven Samurai.
Okay.
Lawrence of Arabia. Oh, I forgot to mention. The Seven Samurai was also remade as a Western called The Magnificent Seven, which I haven't seen, but apparently is pretty good. So maybe go check that one out too. Lawrence of Arabia. David Lean directed it. Peter O'Toole stars. It also stars Omar Sharif, Alec Guinness,
great actors,
and a bunch of really awesome British actors.
Great actors. Great.
Features no women for some reason. There's just like, you see random women as like concubines and wives and stuff, but none of them actually have lines of dialogue. Like you gotta think. It's true. It's. I guess that's just the culture. They have no. They have no place to speak. And
even now in today's world, they shouldn't be speaking, but they do.
I don't endorse anything Sorb is saying. If you can hear him.
No, he does.
I don't. Not officially, anyway. It's a great movie. It's got one of the best theme music pieces ever. It's so good, and it's basically about this guy, private. I don't know if he's a private. His name is Lawrence, and it's like World War I, and he goes down there to help the Arabs fight against people. It's not even like important. Like it's just about him and his personal journey and how it affects the Arabs and like the Arab characters and everything. It's really cool. It's so long, but it sort of hypnotizes. It's sort of like the movie hypnotizes you with the music and like long, beautiful shots of people walking through a desert. It's very Lord of the Rings, I think, actually used a lot of the same techniques. Because especially Fellowship of the Ring, there's a lot of scenes of just people walking while you hear the music that's like bum 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 bum, and like the camera's like spinning from like a far distance, and they're walking through this awesome landscape. That's basically Lawrence of Arabia. Well, not the whole thing, but there's a lot of scenes of just people walking, and like some of the best scenes in the movie are just people walking. Lawrence is a very fascinating character. It's set up very similarly to Citizen Kane in that you see the character die, and then the rest of the movie is flashbacks, people talking about him. Although I think Lawrence of Arabia is told in like one big flashback, as opposed to Citizen Kane, which is like 5 or 6 shorter flashbacks. And he's a fascinating character, Lawrence, played by Peter O'Toole. One of the best performances of all time, in my opinion, and I think most other people's opinions. He's incredibly prideful and yet somewhat humble. He's like overconfident. There's this whole sexual thing with him. You're not sure if he's straight or gay, or there's definitely like a not misogynist. There's definitely a sadomasochist element to him. He kills a guy and then he seems to enjoy it. And then he gets beaten later on and like tortured, and he seems to enjoy that too, but not like I like the pain. It's more of like I derive like sexual pleasure from the pain. It's very strange. It doesn't get like explicit, but it's really, really well made. Just well edited, well shot, well acted. It's interesting. I think Omar Sharif was the only like Middle Eastern person in the movie that had like a major speaking role. I think all the other Arabian Arab characters are played by white guys, but it doesn't really like come through because the makeup is good and they do like a good job with I think the voice and everything and the accents. Not that there's a specific Arab voice, but still, it's so well made, very likable.
1 minute.
It's not like a darkly disturbing movie. It's not like a thriller. It's very epic. It's a very epic movie. I think the American Film Institute had it like on the number 1 on their list of epic movies. Although looking at their list of epic movies, I'm not even sure like what they put as genres. Like I don't even know. because you could say Godfather is an epic, or Goodfellas is an epic, but they weren't on there. They were under the crime category. So, anyway, it's definitely worth watching.
Wrap it up.
You shut up. It's definitely worth watching. Very entertaining, very likable, and it's not boring, even though it's like super long. It's another one that's not boring. Like I do know though that there are some movies that are super long that eventually are